Sweetie!
Now, with that all being said, man, that's the sweet sound of Loose Cannon. Turtle. Tales from the Turtle Tank. Am I not turtly enough for the Turtle Club himself? With that all cracking off in these YouTube streets, I want to give a big shout out to Al Prophet. Big love to Al Prophet. Al Prophet Clips is where we're at. Make sure you give him a like, comment, subscribe. And yeah, man. And just for y'all who don't know, my man Al Prophet be in the comments, man. So make sure y'all again show him some extra love, bro. It's always dope when another creator shows another creator some love. With that all being said, we finna slide right into this content. Let's get into it. Let's go. Nipsey Hussle versus Big U Part 1. The Truth Exposed.
Sweetie! It's over with.
To think that somebody was stealing a bunch of toys, stealing Christmas, that's kind of crazy.
This is security video showing the moment early this morning when Eugene Henley says someone stole a U-Haul parked in front of his Windsor Park home. It was filled with toys worth nearly $40,000.
Boy, you is a scumbag. You gotta stop!
All of it paid for by the Henley family, their son, Chargers linebacker Dayon Henley, the team, and private donations.
But didn't y'all bring back the toys in another truck, right? Yeah, we brought back the toys in the truck and all that shit, brother.
That was Loose Cannon talking about Big U staging a fake robbery of Christmas presents to get money.
Right as he was telling us about the theft, trucks of toys started arriving.
Damn near Christmas miracle. You know what I'm saying? Here in South Central.
Word had spread and donations to buy new toys.
It's like the Grinch, the ghetto Grinch.
Added up. City workers and the local councilman's office helped organize things, and the LA County Fire Department, which runs its own toy drive, pitched in load after load.
This is a great save. This is a great save by the community because we didn't have no toys.
And you see Big U talking, and it sounds kind of unbelievable until you read that 107-page report indictment document where Big U is on the phone shaking down guys for $500, $1,000, accepting marked money from this dispensary he was allegedly extorting.
Now he's been ducking our calls and shit. So what did he do with the toys eventually? Did he hire niggas?
And of course, WACK100 is in the mix. In any situation where Big U's being indicted of something, now we have the toys. WACK100 is on audio about something that is in Big U's indictment. So I guess whatever happened with these toys, WACK100 is again on public platforms talking about it in an open case and things that are being used in a federal indictment.
I see the plane back. They not here to break everything back. We didn't do nothing with them. We're supposed to bring the truck back in there. We brought everything back. You brought the truck back where?
Not the U-Haul truck. They got the other trucks and they brought them back. With the
So you had them snatch the U-Haul, take it somewhere. He get the money, raise the money. Go ahead, bro. He had to ditch the U-Haul, and then we brought him back in the different truck with the toys and all that shit. And but people were sending me cash donations.
Yeah.
And he's supposed to break y'all off some of the money.
Yeah.
And now the nigga ain't answering.
So notice how the guys aren't describing the crime. Wack is actually the one describing and outlining the crime. These guys are just literally saying yes and no. But Wack's the one in detail outlining the 1-2 step like Sierra about a crime that he, number one, had no visual knowledge of. So how are you outlining it in such good detail? And for two, asking very accusatory and investigative questioning in a almost law enforcement way, if you will.
The idea that he might want to pick up a quick 10 or 1,000 or something or 20,000 on his Cash App by doing this, it's fairly believable. Now, there was a rumor Brick Baby was stizabbed. He called in a no jumper. He was not. Adam 22, I think it's true that the feds did show up in his house and ask him some questions, which is not surprising. There's no way that WACK100 and Adam 22 are at least not, they may not be submitting answers, but they're definitely under the microscope, and they're going to have already been and will continue to be asked things. Brick Baby and Loose Cannon are still calling in. Loose Cannon is calling in all the time. His wife is posting conversations. So nobody's scared straight. Nobody seems scared. I will, you know, these guys are not pretending to be who they are, just like the deceased Nipsey Hussle was telling you he was an active Rolling 60s gang member, and he died like active gang members often do. Gunned down by another gang member, and you're most
God bless the dead and God bless the soul of Nipsey Hussle for sure.
Frequently taken out by a member of your own gang. What bigger picture is this all a part of?
Sweetie! Sweetie!
Not the Sweeties.
They had a travel agency. So not a travel agency, but yeah, travel agency, and so they take around the country in vans and buses. So you ain't responsible to put on the bus. But if you got a bunch of motherfuckers recording on there and you going out there, but you really moving weight.
That's crazy.
It's crazy. Like it was getting it. Like I'm talking about getting the bag.
So let's go back to the breakup of Nipsey Hussle and Big U's business. It was always very vague. Like, what was it about? Why did these guys? Because Big U put Nipsey with Steve LaBelle, and they got him going. I mean, Nipsey, we know him at the end of being this entrepreneurial guy with his own team, but he didn't start that way. I mean, Big U played a part in him getting started, and he would talk of big draws, big draws. He would constantly reference him, and big draws took me here and hooked up that, and they went out to New York, and so they were rocking, and Big U definitely had a value for the early stages of his career. Now, thanks to the excellent work of Loose Cannon, let's look at these clips. So that was Big U. Well, you see how he gets...
I think that's supposed to be a clip there that he forgot to add. Al Prophet, whatever clip was supposed to be right there, brother, you did not add it.
Okay, well, that was Big U in a series of clips talking about... So, they were out on a tour bus doing a promotional tour for Nipsey in the mixtape days. This is right before they broke up. The bus kept getting pulled over.
He sick the police on Nipsey.
I just hit it home. They had 21 people. They think they got him. Anyway, make a long story. He ended up turning himself in, take the case off all of us. He get life, right, for the drugs. Right. When that happened, my team is acting weird. So I'm looking at Steve. I'm looking at Nip. Man, get a paperwork from Sony so they can see that we releasing all this. They acting weird. So me, I'm still kind of like, hey, I'm hot, hot and heavy, but
Loose Cannon claims Big U was given the information to get the bus pulled over, trying to get Nipsey caught with a gun. Maybe not. I don't know what the strategy of that would be. But what's interesting, you see how excited Big U is talking about it. And if you listen to what he said, it's that a guy he knew had a travel agency, and they were sending people on bus tours to drop off the work, to sell work, and they were getting a big bag. So
yeah, that's a really crazy thing to admit.
That's why, and you was tied to this guy, so that's why they kept getting on the bus. They were looking for D-Rugs, and the guy, and Big U got picked up. A bunch of people got picked up. Big U was not charged. His buddy took the whole case. Now, for the record, for those of us that have had our fate be under a prosecutor's decision, you can't take someone's case. Like, the prosecutor decides who gets charged. Now, a person can say they're the one who did it or whatever, but so I don't know what he means by the guy took everything and got life. He might have been the only one who ended up with life. I don't know what the logistics of that were. Now, so Big U was tied in with a guy.
Taking that type of time for that type of case is barnacles. That's gangbanging for y'all, though. Everything for the set. Fuck that.
Who was sending tour buses out under the guise of his travel agency that really had to work on him. Nipsey was doing a tour, a promo tour. Now, I cannot remember who the hell was talking about this. Was it someone I interviewed or was it someone else? I cannot remember. I got to look back to myself. But anyways, it's that FYBJ Maine? Was it Wack? Who the hell was it? That they were in Chicago and Nipsey was performing and all these Mexicans all wearing the same shirt or something. I can't remember details. We kind of rushed the stage, and then after the thing, they had to run to the tour bus, and there was going to be some gunplay, or somebody did have to let off some shots. Now that could kind of sound like, remember, this was during the time, still Chicago's, LA's a hub for work, so Chicago. A little cartoon. Could that have been, and then Big U, likes to rob plugs. That's what he went to prison for back in 91.
Damn, this shit like a ghetto-ass action thriller, ain't it?
Charges now. He likes to get stuff and not pay. Could some Mexicans somewhere have been owed some money by Big U and them? Or that guy that was sending the workout on the tour buses? So imagine you got a black guy in LA. Now, for the record, I don't know anything about any tour buses. I ain't never been on a tour bus with none of these individuals, nor am I familiar with any of these stories. But what I will say is this: as these stories from the internet from years and years and years ago continue to pop up into these indictments, it just makes it clear that what you say on the internet can and will be used against you in indictments. What you say against other people will be used against them in indictments. So all this extra talking on the internet, it just at some point has to be understood that these are actual crimes, and people hide behind the falsehood of it's only the internet. Nigga, it's only real jail time. Getting work, and he's sending around the country on tour buses. He doesn't pay for a load. He owes. Of course, it's hard, easy to not be found, right? But now they know, oh shit, this rapper that we know this guy somehow affiliated with or is in the same circuit of people, Nipsey, he's on the road in a tour bus, and we know this guy sends work out on the tour buses. Let's run up on them. So, I'll have to investigate that further. Maybe you can give me some help. It's amazing, there's good, I do read the comments. People put up nonsense, but also a lot of people put up useful stuff. Like years ago when the guy told me Tekashi 6ix9ine used my song, I sued him and got some money. So some of the stuff people could put in comments is real. Now let's go to the tale.
That is the most random flex, but it's a good one though. Got the chili.
I did hit up Little Rod Zay trying to get him to interview. He said he would hit me back. We'll see. But go over on his channel, Little Rod Zay, RODZAY, and listen to his story. But I don't want to steal all his thunder, but I'll give it to you in a nutshell of Nipsey. Okay, so all this stuff happens with the tour bus. Nipsey, they search Nipsey for a gun. He doesn't have a gun. According to Loose Cannon, Big U had been talking about guns with Nipsey right before that. And why are they all calling Big U a rat? It's something, some cases, and Big U by his own, you see him, I don't think anyone on those shows was calling him a rat, but yet he's saying, I couldn't have had anything to do with that. Kind of weird for him to be saying that on these different podcasts. So I couldn't have had anything to do with it. Do with what? Why would anyone think you had anything to do with anything? Kind of interesting. So think about a guy that's charged with extortion, a guy that was sticking up, that tried to rob a sheriff that he thought he had 33 pounds of coke in 91.
Jeez. 33 pounds of Yola? And then this nigga's a sheriff? God damn. Goodness gracious. That's go hard or go home for sure.
This is a person, so he doesn't, you're a criminal, you don't want to follow the rules. Then you're in the drug world and you don't want to follow the rules of buying and selling and paying. You want to break those rules and just take. Big U was in charge in prison. He might be somebody feel like the rules don't apply to him. That's what a lot of these, listen, I know about a lot of intricacies of a lot of cases, different people all around the country, even people I know. Trust me.
Was Al Prophet once upon a time a lawyer? He speaks very lawyery. He's very lawyerish.
I tell you, at that bigger level of the D-Rug game, there's a lot of, well, they all brag about reading Sun Tzu and the 48 Laws of Power in prison. Sun Tzu tells you in the 48 Laws, the best strategy, the best battle is one you don't have to fight, or the best victory is one before off the battlefield or something.
The best victory is the best war won is a war not fought, or the best battle won is a battle not fought. The best victory is from the war not fought. Something about the best victory you can get is just from figuring out how not to go to war and just getting over it and moving about your business.
Meaning what? Meaning if you could take your enemy out without even having to engage your enemy through duplicity. So in Sun Tzu's case, we got some spies into the city and they poisoned the water, so the rival army was sick. And when we attacked their city, they couldn't even fight back because they were all sick because the water had been poisoned. Duplicity. People are pointing out with WACK100 the way he didn't create Loose Cannon, but Loose Cannon had been running around.
He definitely amplified Loose Cannon.
Extorting people with Big U, and just like Nipsey got disillusioned with Big U, apparently Loose Cannon did, and whatever personality type Loose Cannon has, he's telling it all, including getting himself in trouble. Loose Cannon seems like he's in a bad position, though he's the only one not in the LA federal lockup. He's still in Vegas.
Okay, yeah, so this has to be older. So Al Prophet uploaded an older clip because I thought she said something that was a little bit dated earlier in the video, but I wasn't sure. So I guess we're now kind of looking at where are we now versus when the situation came out versus what we know now. Let me see, when did he upload this? No, it just came out 20 hours ago. Okay, cool, so we're just paying attention to it.
Be interesting to see if he ever shows up in California, but that's another question. But so if Big U and then 600, who everyone was treating like a joke, and he had that Eddie Boy guy on who supposedly was going to say Big U snitched on him, but Eddie Boy seemed like he didn't want to. He did come on Big 600's show, and he didn't really refute what 600 said. He just didn't. He probably didn't want to get himself in a bunch of drama. He said, "I'm Muslim now," and that was
this didn't age well because Eddie Boy's in all the drama as we continue to look into present times.
a long time ago. But Eddie Boy supposedly in prison had printed out all this copies of his legal work showing that Big U had told the feds that he was, or not the feds, but the state of California, that he was working for Eddie Boy, and that got Eddie Boy in trouble. And Eddie Boy got more time than him. So 600 now is much more believable, I guess.
He tried to catch up Nipsey with a gun case. He thought Nipsey had a gun. He asked Nipsey, "Where your gun? And you got the thing on you, right?" And he said, "Yeah." He leaves. He goes, leave the bus, right? 2 minutes later, the feds hit. Go in there, gaffle up Nipsey. He go in there be like, "Hey, what y'all doing?" Trying to 52 fake it. But the whole time, he sent them in there to get Nipsey. But Nipsey had a gun, but it wasn't on him. How would they come in there and start asking for a gun? I never even said about a gun. This is not even my bus. Why would they come and hit this bus, gaffle me, and ask for?
So I ended up going to jail, me and my wife. So now when I get out, I'm like this, like, why y'all acting all funny? They asking Steve for the paperwork. They asking Sony for the paperwork. They need a lease to show that we was leasing it and that this was the movement.
Right.
And then Steve and Nipsey acting like it's this major caper. So that's why I left music. That was really how I left music. And if you look at it, like, if you see where at some point in our music venture, you only see Steve and Nipsey together. Mm-hmm. You kind of really don't see me no more. Mm-hmm. And they didn't really know why I left. But I'm like, if these panicking like this over some that ain't serious, and we in a hip hop game, what if we knock down some?
For real.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, I love Steve death, but I'm like, I got to get away from this. And we weren't making no money then.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so they made no.
And being really pure with my energy, and I was just only doing music, and I was like suffering financially. The police raided the studio and took all the equipment and put a gun on me that was in the house, a shotgun. It was a registered shotgun, but I was on probation for a gun. So, the probation says you can't be around no guns at all. So they booked me for the gun, took all my equipment, and I was really just in there working. You know what I mean? Just like, they don't know that. Nobody know how pure you are but you. Yeah. And I was really pure at that time. I wasn't doing nothing but music. It kind of discouraged me for a long time.
So if...
All right, man. So I'm going to let y'all catch this throwback on Al Prophet's page. Big shout out to Al Prophet. We up out here to the next one. Red dot to the left. You know the rest. Say a prayer and be blessed. We gone.